Wrecking your life like a top five team on your pay in the Major League Baseball payroll, missing the playoffs entirely. This is the Educated Ignorance Podcast on the For Frequency Sake Podcast Network. This light is bright, and boys and girls, we're going to shine brighter. Welcome in to this lovely Sunday evening. We are 4 weeks into the books. Football is fun, and sometimes football gives you an aneurysm, and sometimes this dumb sport makes you laugh, people. Let's all talk about it. First off, we want to welcome everybody in. My name, of course, is Joe Winkle. This is the Educated Ignorance Podcast. No Nick Brinks tonight. He is on the way home from Kansas Motor Speedway, an absolute bonkers race today in the NASCAR playoffs. We will be live again tomorrow. Tomorrow night on the we will be coming on probably sometime near the end of the Monday night games. You can hear us dread and despair about the Dolphins together. We'll laugh at Bo Nix and Jake Browning attempting to play the quarterback position at a National Football League level. And then, of course, who knows? We'll maybe play a game or two tomorrow. I got to figure out something for for a game gimmick. So we'll figure that out. And then, of course, we'll have week 5 guess the lines, where last week Nick had an all-timer, Nick had a really, really solid week last week. I did not write the notes down, though. I won in week 2. He won in week 3, and I think he beat me last week as well. So regardless, we'll rack it back up for next week. So another great slate next week for Guess the Lines, as buys are officially here. So we have to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge those situations. But regardless, we will have all that fun. Before we go any further, that'll be tomorrow's show. First off, I want to thank you, like we said, everybody hanging out with us. Take 2 seconds out of your life, whatever platform you're watching this on. We would really appreciate it if you hit the like button, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. Also, go to our Substack page, forfrequencysake.substack.com. We have an incredible amount of content. We post weekly gambling advice, weekly fantasy football advice, NASCAR stuff. We got all of our shows on there. Our wrestling show, Card Subject to Change, they did another great show today, as they do every week. They're our longest running episodic show on the network. Every single week they bring it, no matter what, no ifs, buts, or coconuts. The Football Lounge, they'll be ripping and rocking tomorrow, I believe, on Tuesday. We, of course, have the College Juice Pod as well as the Golden Ticket Show. Those are our big gambling shows throughout the week. And, of course, Sunday mornings for fantasy sake. Great show today. DJ and Doug and myself were joined by Mason, I believe, Mason, and it was a great time. We had a lovely time. First time seeing him. Lovely lovely lad he is, and we all had a lovely evening. It was great or lovely morning, I should say. Fun times, good old stuff with the boys. So all that stuff, go check all of our great content out. Nobody here in the area, nobody is rocking like us. With all that being said, let's quickly thank one of our biggest sponsors on the show. Of course, the For Frequency Sake Podcast Network is brought to you by Ryan Allison Tattoo and Durham Remodeling. And we are this show is powered by our good friends over at Where on Earth. There it is, over at PropSpot AI, the sports betting app built to cut through the noise and deliver smarter player prop picks in seconds. Powered by machine learning and its confidence score, it highlights the highest probability plays, while smart filters and sorting tools make it easy to find value fast. Their mission is simple: help bettors make profitable decisions quickly so they can stop guessing, save time, and get back to what matters most. That is our friends over at PropSpot AI, and they helped power this week, along with our friends from Betalytics and a lot of smart people out there. $100 picks, holler at me. 7 for 7, done, dusted. Illinois USC first half under, never a doubt. Bet on food, Rice Navy under, never a doubt. Oregon plus the points, won it on the field. Today, Dallas plus 6.5. kind of a doubt until it wasn't. Chiefs plus 2.5, never a doubt. Rams Patriots money line parlay, never a doubt. I'm missing another one. I can't remember what the 7th one was off the top of my head because it's been a crazy few days. What was it? Oh, it was TCU on Friday plus 3.5. Almost another addition to the horrendous beats calendar that we have in $100 picks, but we rallied. They finished it. They covered, even though they blew a 17-point lead. 7 for 7. God, we needed that. Can't wait until we go 0 for 7 or 0 for 8 next week. Maybe I'm just going to retire. Maybe I should just call it quits and stop. This is my magnum opus right here, folks. So who knows? Anywho, let's get down to business. So let's start with what we just watched. Oh boy. Listen, man, I am someone who I have opinions. I voice them. I'm not apologetic about it. I'll tell you what, man, the Green Bay Packers are a hilarious organization. Let me just throw this out there first, man. They're so lucky. Like, no organization just completely falls into dumb stuff like they do. Hey, here's 3 straight, like 2 back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Here's another one you just accidentally fall into. Jordan Love. He's not a Hall of Famer right now, obviously. Far from it, but he's still really good. So here are 3 amazing quarterbacks, 2 of them Hall of Famers, third one good player. Here's month before the season. Hey, Green Bay, here's one of the best players in the league for dollars for literally pennies on the dollar for Micah Parsons. Thank you for giving away nothing in order to get this generational talent. And then tonight, just none of these. This doesn't compare to the other stuff, but only Green Bay would still have a second left after that, and also during that sequence, they get away with a clear illegal formation because nobody was set, or they were not set long enough when the ball was snapped, but because it's Green Bay, they just get a generational bailout whistle. If the flag is thrown, then the clock runs out because of the 10-second runoff, and they lose the game. They absolutely botched the end of the overtime. They had zero sense of urgency, and they come away absolutely fortunate to get a tie. Now, listen, their offense cooked, but I'll tell you what, man, this defense that everyone told me was God's gift to earth after 2 weeks, they sure as hell didn't look super fantastic. I understand it's hot, and I understand. Listen, Dallas is really good on offense, man. Dak Prescott slinging that thing around. Isn't he awesome? Weird. But that defense was incredibly gettable tonight, and they got absolutely got. And I'm not even, listen, I know people are going to be like Bears fan bias, and I'm not even going to mention how the Bears blew out Dallas last week, and Green Bay only tied them and probably should have lost, even though I just brought it up. I'm only saying that because I predicted Dallas to cover. Like, I thought it would be the all-time moral victory for Dallas because I thought it would be kind of a shameful cover in a sense. But they were the better team the entire they were the better team most of the second half. But you could, yeah. So here's the thing. At least, all right. Here's where I land on this, man. Green Bay continues to tell us who they are. When they get everything to go their way early, and when they can game script you, and they don't have to worry about the other team throwing a counterpunch, everything is fine. Everything is cool and calm and collected. But the moment Dallas punched back, like, listen, Dallas, they have a generationally horrendous defense. Matt Eberflus is a horrendous coordinator, and their players are bad on that side of the football. They're also very dumb, undisciplined. And you add all that up, and listen, I'm not saying what Love did was unimpressive. He was dealing, because then I would be a hypocrite. But what I'm trying to say is there were multiple times in this game where where LaFleur is handcuffing his quarterback. And the end of regulation, when he decided to not try to go get more yards with about 20 seconds left, he just conceded at the 40-yard line, acting like a 50. Listen, they were okay because McManus has a good leg, and a 53-yarder is a 23-yarder these days for half the NFL. But in overtime, he gets into the red zone, and then it's like he forgot it's like he forgot that the clock continued to run in overtime. Like, buddy, my friend, good old pal, like at the end of the day, this dude, LaFleur, whenever he gets pressed, whenever anybody shows resistance, he folds. He's terrified. He was absolutely shook on multiple occasions. And the fact that they got out of here with a tie is incredible luck. It's incredible luck, because if they forget the fact that they completely missed the flag at the end of the game there because Green Bay was not set and it should have been a penalty. If Love puts like a half inch more height on the ball and it doesn't hit the ground, they lose. They're set up with, they got that first down with 50 seconds left. And then, so Diggs makes a great play on this first down because Green Bay gets to the line. Dallas has nobody out there at the top of the field on your television screen. Diggs makes a great play. The clock never stops. Green Bay had no urgency. The fact that they were able to get a tie is such luck. And again, man, these front runners, Green Bay they're not gonna run from the allegations. It looks way worse tonight if they lose. And it might not look like front runner activities because they scored a bunch and whatnot, and they didn't actually lose the game. But at the end of the day, whenever this team feels any pressure, whenever they're not able to sit in cruise control, whenever they can't just continuously spam the easy button, they absolutely freeze. They don't know how to handle themselves. And tonight wasn't even a situation where it was like, oh, they weren't physical enough, or like last week was against Cleveland, like they didn't have enough juice in certain spots. That's a situation of a team punching you and you just can't really find a way to kind of get out of it. This week was just certain mental lapses, and especially by LaFleur. He coaches scared in certain spots, and I think he's an incredible play caller and play designer, and he's a good coach, obviously. His records speak for itself. But as I said, man, front-running organization, front-running head coach, front-running quarterback. When it all goes well, when there's no pressure, you look awesome. But all of a sudden, just a few different things. This was a layup victory, man, in multiple ways. And they were playing in the first half like they were trying to make and one mixtapes, and then all of a sudden Love gets sloppy as shit with the ball and they fumble. Like there's too many moments where they're sitting there trying to make the cool play. And Jordan Love, man, again, I like him and he was good tonight, but that dude, man, he is the all-time and one mixtape quarterback. Like he is the George Pickens of NFL quarterbacks. Like that dude is so suave and ooh-wee, look at how cool I am because I'm Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre coded, and I'm just throwing passes out here, and I'm throwing back foot sidearm. Look at my arm angle. Look at all this arm talent. He's so suave and so cool. Like, it's like he doesn't have the Dylan Raiola complex where he's trying to be Patrick Mahomes and he's trying to aura farm. But Jordan Love is the aura farming quarterback of our generation. And again, I say all that knowing he was great tonight. But goddamn, man, when this team falls flat of what they should be, once again, I just want all of you to know that I called it first all the time because that's what this team is. At the end of the day, here's the thing. This team's not winning a championship. They would have to have they would have to prove me wrong. That's it pretty much. Like that would be ultimately proving me wrong. At the end of the day, when the tough gets tough, people and whoever gets going, I don't think that team that wears green and yellow, I don't think they have it in them to be able to navigate tough waters and to really have to earn it multiple times in a row in the playoffs. I just don't. I understand that might be a bold, crazy take for people in week 4 of the season after they scored 40 points and tied in a game they didn't lose. They're 2-1-1. They're instead of 2-2, or they're not even 1-3 or whatever, or 0-4 like a couple teams in the NFL. I understand that's a take that's bold and probably uncomfortable for you people. Well, you people that are uncomfortable, you're just like the Packers. You're probably front runners too, because that's what this team is. It's what they've always been, and it's what they'll continue to be. And listen, I will come on here and tell you I was wrong when it happens. But at the end of the day, when I close my eyes and I try to envision who's going to hold the Lombardi trophy at the end of the year, it's not those dudes. It's not that quarterback. And I understand this is an insanely first take coded segment by me right now, but that's just how it is, people. That's just how it is, because when certain things hit them in the face, they just don't know how to operate it smoothly. And they are insanely lucky that this was a tie and not a loss tonight. Just obscene horseshoes stuck up their ass the size of Jupiter. It is unmitigatedly hilarious how they absolutely dodge these situations constantly. That was myself that you heard. I am sorry. Moving on to the other side of the football, the Dallas Cowboys. Listen, man, a billion people are going to continue to talk about the thing everyone talked about, Micah this, Micah that. Dallas is what they are. Their offense is good, even without CD. Like I said, it was going to be easier for them to incorporate stuff knowing he wasn't going to play. Unlike last week, when CD got hurt against Chicago 3 plays into the game, like that was just harder for them. And even then, like last week's win from Chicago was impressive, but they had a few pretty, like, they drove the ball. They should have scored more than 14 points. Like, they had 2 drives in the end of the game that got inside the 10, both technically in garbage time, because I think both of them, I mean, they were both 31-14 at the time, but it could have been 31-21, and who knows if them scoring would have made Chicago press the issue a little bit more on offense. But regardless, I don't think Dallas is a terrible team. They're not a good team because that defense, good God, Eberflus is such a bad coach. Like, he never knows how to he's just a bad defensive play caller. And I'm not good at scheming defensive things and whatnot in certain aspects. I think I'm better at pointing out certain stuff when it comes to the offensive side of the ball and just of what I see. But I do know this, man, defensively, like they don't, like, he plays so soft, man. His soft zones just they're not physical at all. They're incredibly undisciplined, weird. Matt Eberflus teaming on, like, how are his defenses in Indianapolis so good, man? Like, that's the thing. Like, some coaches can still spin it no matter what. Like Dennis Allen, bad coach, good coordinator. Robert Saleh, bad coach, good coordinator. Even though their defense, I mean, their defense is not their defense's fault, really, that they lost today. The Jags are good. We'll talk about that. Some special teams, and the Niners continue to get a billion injuries, all those things. Who else? I mean, Jesus, Matt Patricia, bad football coach, incredible defensive coordinator. Oh my God, the things he's doing to Big Ten quarterbacks. Matt, you sick man. Oh God, that is, Jesus. Oh boy, the team I cheer for plays them in a couple weeks. Hopefully they will fare a little bit better than some of these other teams on offense, because my God. Anywho, Eberflus, bad coach. You would think decent coordinator. Nope. Like, he was good in Indy. All the Bears stuff broke them. I don't know, but their defense decided to die at the end of his tenure there. And the defense at Dallas, listen, I know they don't have great players, but they've got a couple good-ish players, and they just are still, like, his undisciplinedness carries over, and they play soft. They don't blitz. They just leave guys. Oh, sorry, I died there. Came back to the world. It's just not good football, and they're the Bengals of last year, man. It's fun to watch. They are going to be in a lot of games that are going to be plenty of hoots and a plethora of hollers all season long. Okay, let's talk some other football today. Game of the day. What was the game of the day? I mean, honestly, other than the Sunday night game, it was. I mean, other than it was the Sunday night game. Let's fuck it. Let's talk the Bears. Listen, man. Listen. I understand how easy it is to just read box scores like some doofus media people that I know. Shout out to those morons. I understand that sometimes being intellectual about sports is hard for some people. Actually thinking instead of just talking and trying to be one with the world. And everyone and their dad, listen, everyone, I already see it. I already can vision the madness. Everybody in most people in media circles are going to do everything in their power to tell you Caleb Williams was bad today. I just want you folks, whoever has the pleasure of watching this live or whenever, if you take the time out of your day to watch this at any point in time throughout life, I want you to tell those people who think that Caleb Williams played bad against the Raiders or that his stats weren't good enough. I want you to sincerely, on my behalf, to tell them that they're fucking stupid. That's all I want you to do. Here's what happened to the Bears today. Other than the fact that they won, okay? So first off, have some. Steve, I love you. Here's what the Bears did. Brian Blair, I just saw your comment. Jordan Jupiter. That's a good one. DJ gets the shit to pop up on Restream. Weekly comment about me saying Restream sucks. Sorry. I have to I get paid by myself to say that. Brian, shout out to you. Jordan Jupiter. That's funny. Anywho, back to the Bears. Here's what they were dealt with today. 2 rookie tackles who never played before. Max Crosby literally trying to be Superman. Made a lot of plays in the first half. Cole Kmet turning into an absolute terrorist. Multiple drops, multiple false start penalties. If you told me Cole Kmet was the worst player in the NFL today, I would have believed you. But then I would have also told you, actually, I think DeAndre Swift is. Credit to DeAndre Swift. The last 2 plays he made. Good job. The Bears front 7 today couldn't tackle this pen. However, when the game was on the line, aces always deliver. And ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Bears have an ace at quarterback. Down 5, the game has gone. There have been a million things that have gone wrong throughout the night. You're losing by 5. You have there just a yakety sacks levels of things of you not being able to get out of your own way. Most of them not his fault. He had a couple bad-ish plays. It is what it is. It happens. However, back against the wall, 11 plays, 69 yards, 5 minutes, 11 seconds, up your dick hole. Touchdown drive. Big plays on this drive include 13 yards to DJ Moore, a 12-yard scramble with after picking up a blitz, Second, after a loss of yards on the play, 2nd and 11, hits a Dunze down the sideline on a route. Another scramble on 2nd down to set up a short yardage situation, or to set up the short, and then 2 plays later they score. That's not even me talking about some of the other fantastic plays that he made today. With all the pressures that he had to only get sacked once. By the way, he's only been sacked, I think, 7 times now. His sack rate has dropped immensely. Weird, crazy, unbelievable. I can't believe it. Insane that coaching actually works. Oh my God, he's not just a bum after one bad game. Who would have thunk it? Caleb Williams is an ace. The Bears hired the right coach. They hired the right quarterback. That coach left a immense job that he never would have got any criticism at to coach this dude. And what the Bears did today, they would not have been able to do at all over the last 5 regimes. The game was ugly. Nothing went their way for 3 hours, and they found a way to win. Is winning via blocked field goal a little bit of a luck box thing? Absolutely. Josh Blackwell, tip of the cap for making a play at the end of the game. That's what culture is. Finding a way to do something. 3rd down and 2 for the Bears defense. How about this play? When the defensive front 7 has not made a tackle all day, Kevin Byard, who balled, and people are saying that, I mean, listen, Ryan Poles has made a lot of bad decisions. This was a good one a few years ago when he brought this guy in. People have said the Byard pickup has been bad. I don't know what kind of sport you watch. Kevin effing Byard, an absolute pro. 3rd and 2, when nobody up front in the front 7 has made a tackle all day. The linebackers today sucked. My God, they were 10 puke emojis. But Kevin effing Byard makes the tackle, which forces the 4th down. Which even if they make it, you still have, I think, 1 or 2 timeouts, and you would have had about 50 seconds to work with to try to go get in a field goal range. But 2, what happens? They block it, and you win. See ya, deuces, night-night, and now they're 2 and 2. I say all that to say this. Did I absolutely objectively freak out in weeks 1 and 2? Absolutely, because they were warranted. In week 1, they lost one of the dumbest ways you could possibly imagine, and it was an ultimate PTSD moment. And it was like, here we go again. Week 2, Caleb made strides and played well outside of about one really stupid throw. And you could see the vision, but it was so dumb because week 2 was an absolute glaring, streaming, neon red flag. Can you have neon red? A bright-ass red flag on the Ryan Poles regime. That's what week 2 was. But week 3, bounce back and shove it up Dallas's ass, and Caleb balls. And in week 4, everyone's going to continue to say bum slayer, and the Raiders weren't good, and yeah. Who gives a shit? Nothing went right for you for 3.5 hours. You get turnovers to get into the red zone. Max Crosby plays like a god for 45 minutes. And you make adjustments. You've got 2 rookie tackles out there who the offensive line pitched a goddamn shutout in the second half, bearing down from blitzes. Caleb's making throws. You got dudes making plays. Everyone except for Cole Kmet. Even DeAndre Swift made a couple plays. The 3rd down run, which got the 1st down, amazing because he runs past the guy who literally blows the play up. And then on the touchdown run, we miss literally both blocks on the front side perimeter, and Swift just beats them to the corner for the end to the touchdown. They are 2 and 2 at the bye week. And after all of this, to try to hopefully reset the season and to hopefully just get healthy, like Darnell Wright should be coming back. Kyler Gordon, I mean, can Bears media stop? Hopefully, because they've won now and Caleb looks good, which he has outside. He's looked good all but like 2 plays, he's like he misses throws, but like I'm just saying on a game-to-game spectrum, like the film from the Lions game was good. And the last 2 weeks, he's been really good, even though there's still stuff to go here and there. But that's what it is for rookie, or not rookie, but young quarterbacks. It's week 2. And this is the shit that I always lose my mind over. Everyone out here acted like he was a bum, like a complete straight bum. And it's what I never understood. But this dude today, to win a game like this, they don't do this, man. They don't do this last year. They don't do this under Eberflus ever. They don't do it under Nagy. They just don't do this, man. They lose this game 99 times out of 100, but today was the motherfucking one. An just absolute gut check, bro, in every sense of the word. And what does this mean for them in the future? I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I'm not counting games or anything like that, but the next 5 games, they don't look nearly as daunting as they did maybe when the season started. I'll tell you that. The Commanders, iffy. I mean, holy shit. Just like last year, off the bye, and they go to Washington again. I mean, the narratives are going to be insane for that one. It might be another toxic week, but who knows? We'll see. But what an opportunity to talk about change the narrative if they can go in there and win that one. Then after that, they get the Saints. Then they get the Ravens, who we're about to talk about, fucking quit today. And they're all beat to shit. We're about to talk about the Ravens. Cincinnati is an absolute wild card because their offense has good players, but their defense is a disaster, and Browning has been bad. And then they play the Giants. That's their next 5 games. If they go 3-2 in that stretch and they're 5-4 after 10 games, they are on track for what I'm hoping they can be this year. Win 9 games, maybe 10 games, and hope to get into the playoffs. And who knows, if you have a little run in you and other stuff goes your way, maybe more can happen. But at the end of the day, today was a culture win and showed me that what this Bears team is striding into the next generation of their organization that they had not even come fucking close to for the last few seasons until now. And I have multiple qualms with the GM. I yell obscenities to the sky every week at some of the dumb roster decisions that Fat Man has made over the last handful of years to put us in certain binds. But at the end of the day, be it luck or whatever have you, we have a head coach who's a savage, and we have a quarterback who is an ace. And at the end of the day, sometimes I take a shot every time I say at the end of the day, but sometimes that's all you need in this stupid-ass sport. And today, it's what they needed, it's what they had, and they were able to make enough plays to win. Thank God. And I will say this, even if they would have lost, if they would have just lost because the defense got walked down in a field goal, I would have came on here and been I wouldn't have been as rambunctious as this, but I will admit I would have been happy because the offense took the strides, and they, like, the last time they would have meaningfully touched the ball would have been a success. But just to make the plays they were able to make to win, shout out to Blackwell, Byard balled, Tyreek Stevenson, bro. When Ben Johnson called all those guys out in the press conference talking about effort and practice plays and stuff, you had to know Tyreek Stevenson was one of the ones who took that to the heart the most, because that dude has absolutely played his ass off the last 2 games, bro. And the interception he made at the start of the second half was so good. Shout out to him, man, because that's the type of shit you love to see. You love to see these, like, it's what this team just was. They were allergic to doing last year, which was answering the bell. They never did. They ran from it all the time. And it seems like days like today show me that has completely changed. And to win 2 games in a row, one you dominate, one you have to fight your ass off to win, which is what this league is about. 2 weeks after you get absolutely embarrassed in Detroit, that shows massive growth, and that's what makes me proud, and that's what makes me excited about what the Bears can actually be in the future. Moving on to the rest of the NFL. The Baltimore Ravens quit today. Now listen, Lamar Jackson might actually be hurt. We'll see. And I understand that they have like a billion defensive injuries, but man, I'm not. Listen, do the Ravens qualify under the front runner gimmick? Like, do they qualify as a front runner? I don't know. Are they dead at 1-3? I don't think so. But if they're seriously banged up, like that's not good. Here's the thing, man. I saw someone today say Lamar's been hurt since camp. Dog, we were talking about him being hurt when they were up by 2 scores and they were dancing all over Buffalo. We weren't talking about him being hurt when their offense actually looked moderately decent for most of the game against Detroit, other than the 7 sacks that he took. But they're down here getting ass blasted in the second half, 30-13, and then Lamar taps out? What? I advocated for this dude to win MVP last year. I was ready to come on after week 1 if they wouldn't have absolutely gagged that game. I was ready to come on this show, and say he was the best player in the league. But on the road, and they're getting beat up, and he tapped out? They threw the towel in? What? Buddy, they waved the white flag. Listen, I understand 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, they're down 24. I get it. But dog, brother, listen, if Lamar's actually hurt and he's out for a month or something, then okay, I get it. But man, oh man, brother, they had that first drive, awesome, 7-0. I'm like, oh, okay. And from that moment on, it was one-way traffic, bro. Now I sound like Vince Russo. One-way traffic. It was, they got dump trucked. They got absolutely dump trucked. And the thing about what Kansas City, like, again, Baltimore's defense is beat up to shit. But Mahomes and Worthy, their rushing game is still atrocious, but it doesn't matter because they're finding all these guys in the passing game, and Mahomes is absolutely cooking, throws 4 touchdowns today. Like, dude, there was never, ever a doubt that they would be okay and that eventually they would kind of figure something out. And now, all of a sudden, look who's going to eventually be the team getting healthy at the right time and have guys coming back from suspensions at the right time. Because here's the thing, man. Baltimore's getting injured. Buffalo's defense has a bunch of no-names on it. The Chargers are now 3-1, and they are literally going to be starting a JV unit on offensive line for the next month. All of this while the Chiefs are getting healthier and figuring their games out. And at the end of the season, probably what we're going to be saying is that the Chiefs are the 1 seed, or they are at least division champs. They still have some tough. Their schedule is still not easy, but why would you doubt? Why doubt what they're doing? Ever? Why doubt their process? Why doubt whatever it is they have? Now, listen, maybe the Giants suck. Last week's version did. Maybe the Ravens are complete bad. Maybe Kansas City will go into Jacksonville next Monday night. Can't wait for that game, by the way, and lose. At the end of the day, I would be shocked. And just an ultimate, just showing your ass job by the Ravens today. Just one of those, a 5-star, no doubt, they are who we thought they were moment. And because of that, I will continue to not have faith in them. I will continue to not trust anything that they do. I'm going to continue to pick against them in these moments, which I did this weekend. I said, prove it to me, Baltimore. Prove to me that you can win this game, and I'll happily be wrong. Well, guess what? They didn't just lose this game, they tapped out. They quit. The Baltimore Ravens quit. They tapped out, they waved the white flag, they threw in they yelled uncle. And listen, man, I don't know what this means going forward. And I understand they got injuries, and Lamar could very well be seriously hurt. I don't know, but they quit. They tapped out. They said no mas. We're done. And that speaks fucking volumes. I cannot take them seriously anymore. I can't. Maybe they'll have some mid-season run like they have the last couple of years after a shitty start. Maybe. But I just can't. I can't look at them and be like, yeah, I can trust you to actually go the distance. I just can't. I can't. Because at the end of the day, they've got this in them. They tapped out. No, the No Mas Ravens. Oh, boy. Unreal. Moving on. Where do we want to go? Eagles Bucks was wild. Jalen Hurts completed, like, I have to go actually look at the half by half numbers, but I'm pretty sure he didn't complete a pass in the second half. The Eagles offense once again just completely died. Their first half offense was immaculate. And the only cool thing they did in the second half was they got a fumble recovery inside the 15, or where was it? The 20, inside the 30, and because Bucky Irving was like barely not down, and they ended up scoring on that drive. And the play they ran was nice. They came out in the tush push formation and they ran an end around with Saquon and he scored. Cool play. Nice play design. They're so weird though, man. Like, I don't know what the Eagles are at the end of the day. Like, they are still the ultimate hate watch team. AJ Brown, 2 catches, 7 yards. Devontae Smith, 2 catches, 29 yards. Like, they don't push the ball vertically at all. They scored on a block punt today. Congratulations. They had a couple nice, really long drives. And then after going up 24-6, here are their offensive drives in the second half. Punt, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, touchdown on a short field. Punt, 3 and out, 3 and out, safety at the end of the game. I just don't know with them. They're going to be ranked top 2 next week or Tuesday on the Elite 8, but like, because the first half they were all over, like their defense was good. Bucks really couldn't get out of their own way, and then the Bucks really kind of started to drive. The Eagles are an anomaly to me. What are they now? Like 20-1 in their last 21 games, but they're not a 5-star hate watch right now like they have been recently, but they're up there. They're up there. They're very close to a 5-star hate watch. Like, this team just makes no sense. I can't really fathom what the Eagles are. And I also like don't know what they do well. Really. Other than like be good at the line of scrimmage, but even then, like, their defensive line doesn't create a pass rush, and their offensive line is sometimes like half dead for multiple stretches in games. So I don't know. Like, what are the Eagles good at? Just winning games, I guess? Which, hey, if that is what it is, then that is the important thing at the end of the day, right? I mean, God, I wish my teams were sometimes just good at winning games, but if that's what the Eagles are good at, then, I mean, hey, it's a thing to pull back on. The dichotomy of man, the Indianapolis Colts, they lose 27-20 today. And honestly, if there was anything in the $100 picks that should have lost, it should have been the Rams Patriots parlay, because the Colts are Adonai Mitchell being an absolute brain dead fuck from being 4-0. Adonai Mitchell catches a crazy ass pass down the sideline and rumbles, bumbles, and stumbles his way to the end zone. But while running into the end zone, he extends the ball out and it pops out and goes out of the back of the end zone. Oh my God. If that actually happened to a team I cheered for, I'd rip the TV off the wall. Because it's like one thing to drop the ball going into the end zone. That's dumb enough. But what he did is 20,000 times worse. Oh, and then, they're driving their midfield or around midfield. Jonathan Taylor rips with like 2 minutes to go. He rips. Let's see here. I got to get the actual like yardage on this. He rips a 53-yard touchdown with 2:25 left to put him up 7. Psych! No, he doesn't. Adonai Mitchell flag for holding coming back. And then all of a sudden they have to punt. And then bada boom, bada bing, one play, 11 seconds later, Tutu Atwell right in your eye hole, and you lose. The Colts are punchy as hell. Daniel Jones makes plays. He throws bad picks sometimes, but hey, you got to take a little to give a little. They've got players, man, but goddamn, this one stings if you're Indianapolis, because I thought they went blow for blow with LA is about as good as you could, and then Adonai Mitchell just had multiple brain dead moments that cost them. How about Matthew Stafford, though? Boy, oh boy, that guy's a baller, ain't he? 375 yards. I know a lot of it's aided on the 88-yard touchdown at the end, but Puka Nacua, 13 for 170. That just Matthew Stafford's a freight train. Holy bejesus. What can't that guy do? You can knock him down, but you cannot knock him out. I would be willing to say they were the best team in the league if they wouldn't have gagged last week. I would have. But, man, they're good. They're really good. And their defense has dudes. Jared Verse is a savage. Shout out to the Knowles. And Stafford, Puka, that offense rips. The Jags! Holy baby. What if the Jags defense is actually just good? Like, is that okay to say? They've got guys up front. Like, they've got legitimate guys up front. And Trevor Lawrence has his moments still. Like, here's the thing, man. The Jags are 3-0 or 3-1. They could easily be 4-0, and they haven't played particularly awesome on offense yet. Lawrence has been spotty. Brian Thomas Jr. still has moments that make you scream, but he had 5 catches today. They got Travis Hunter involved a few times. Their run game rips. Liam Cohen, my God, just a wizard when it comes to inventing a run game. Travis Etienne, welcome back to the island of relevance. 19 for $124 and multiple heartbreaking long dagger runs, including early in the game, a 48-yard touchdown run. But yeah, man, their defense is really good. They force turnovers. They have like 13 or 14 already through 4 games. And I understand that can be a variance thing, but listen, sometimes you can ride that wave. They answer, man. They just answer. They don't waver like they've done before. They were very, once the moment gets to them, they kind of fold team. This year they have not. They have made plays like when San Francisco made it 17-14 and they just answer. They come down, get a great drive after to get a field goal, and then they force a 3 and out. Boom, punt return, 90 yards, Parker Washington touchdown, up 2 scores. Then San Francisco makes it 26-21. The Jags, I think, did they turn it over? Or no, they missed the field goal. And then you're like, well, the Jags are going to Jags this one away. Nope. Calm, cool, and collected. Defense gets a stop, or nope. Or even after the touchdown from the Rams, or the Niners, excuse me, calm, cool, and collected. They convert on 3rd down, ice the game, kneel it out, ball game. They're legit, man. They are good. They are good. And we've got multiple good teams in the AFC South, I got to admit. And that's the thing, too. They're 3-1, and they haven't played great yet. So, like, I think that there's another level that this offense can get to. I don't know if it's multiple levels, but it's at least one level more high, one level higher because I think there's a little more juice that can get brought out in the passing game. And I think that would go a long way for them. And they're 3-1 so far while trying to figure that stuff out. Impressive stuff. They got Kansas City next Monday night. Duval, that place is going to be levitating. That game's going to be awesome. I will be seated next Monday night watching Jags Chiefs, excuse me. Lions handle business. Pats handle business. Good God, the Panthers. Talk about a team that quit today. Jesus Christmas. Bills, dicey. Shout out to the Saints for not folding. They made plays. The Falcons, nice little win. Watched some of it. Not all. They were on the multi-view most of the day. They were kind of out of my. They were, there's moments that they were in and out of the book today, but they always kept them at arm's length. That was impressive. Penix, after a dud last week, had a really good game. 313 yards. Bijan had a huge day. Drake London's balling. Yeah, they were nice. They looked really good. And I will say this, too, about the Falcons. They might have crushed this draft. I think they kind of crushed it because all of these rookies that they drafted on the defensive side can play. Like Walker, Pierce, Watts, the kid from Notre Dame, and safety. Like, they got dudes, man. That they have put some good pieces on that defense. Like, they're making plays. Shout out to Jackson. Hey, man. Okay, the Giants got their first win today. Tip of the cap. Jackson Dart, you are an NFL game winner. You look at the raw box score, it's not going to look pretty. It's 111 yards. He had a touchdown. He had some, I don't know what he finished for running the ball. I got to look that up here. But this game I had on the quad box, and I was dialed into this throughout. This was one of the games I watched the most. Dart, 54 yards in the ground. Here is what and the sad news for them, Malik Neighbors is going to be done for the year with an ACL injury, man. MetLife takes another one. Jeez, man. Just a terrible place to play. And I feel for Malik because that's tough. Back to the good stuff about this game. Prayers up to Malik Neighbors. Jackson Dart, I do not know how sustainable his style of play is, but I will say this, man. That kid's got nuts. That kid lets them hang, bro. He lets them things hang. And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, that goes a long way. It goes a long way. And he's making plays like crazy. Excuse me. He sticks his face in the fan at every moment. And he's not afraid of taking a big hit, trying to dive forward and make something happen for an extra few yards. He is fearless, and I credit him. I was amazed at how many times today I just said that, like he's tough as hell. He's tough as hell. And he made a few throws, and he had some good runs. And I don't know. Him and Scatabo as a QB running back combination is hilarious and awesome and fun. I will say at the end of the day, man, the Giants are watchable. I don't know how, their defensive line rips. Dexter Lawrence. What if Dexter Lawrence is the best player in the NFL? Like, how many guys are better than Dexter Lawrence, man? Serious question. He's good very good player. Good Lord. But yeah, man, the Giants are watchable now with Dart playing. Because, again, it's not spectacular stuff when it comes to a robust passing game. But he's going to do some things that make you sit up in your chair. And Scadaboo's electric. Fun. They were fun today. Hell of a win. And when they can game script it right, that is when they are nasty. Because that allows their defensive line to control the game. And then you can kind of do things there to work it out. And that was what they were able to do today. And I'm excited to see how they continue to evolve going forward. They have the Saints next week. The Giants could be 2-3 in a league where a lot of teams are below 500. The Giants could be 2-3. They could be right there with them in the near 500 race. Fun times. On the other side, the Chargers, I will say this. Joe Alt going down today is not good, and their offensive line is incredibly dinged up, and I hope that it gets better because, yeah, tough. Let's see. Do I have anything else to say about today? Not really. Thursday, I didn't watch much of the Dublin game really at all, so don't have much words on that. And Seahawks Cardinals Thursday night. Every NFC West game is fun, and Sam Darnold's a baller. That is my TED Talk. I mean, he's good. Baller might be a strong word, but Jackson Smith-Njigba was a baller, and Sam Darnold makes plays. And yeah, what did Darnold finish with? 242 on Thursday. That was a really fun game. Yeah, man, NFC West is awesome. The NFC has 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 12 teams. 12 of their 16 teams are 500 or better. And the AFC has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 8. Yikes. So the NFC is a bloodbath. Like there are clearly, like I think eventually the Saints are going to be like the Saints are by far the worst team. No, the Saints and the Panthers. I think the Panthers' last win last week was fluke, more or less, because they look terrible today. I think the Saints and the Panthers are moderately easy outs on a weekly basis. But dog, after that, man, they're the only Dallas and New York are the only other below 500 teams, and like that defensive line's a bitch to play. That offense for Dallas is tough to play. There's no easy weeks in the NFC. In the AFC, you might get the Browns who just have no offense. The Dolphins and the Jets are a disaster, especially the Dolphins. We'll see them tomorrow. That'll be fun. Tennessee absolutely sucks. They're by far the worst coach team in the league right now. And then the Ravens are hilariously beat up. The Bengals defense is abysmal. And they have a backup quarterback. So, yeah, man. Just fun times in the NFC. That's all I got for today. We'll be back tomorrow with Guess the Lines and some Monday Night Fun, and maybe Nick can tell us some good tales from Kansas. Until then, this has been the Educate. This light, my God, I'm Casper the Friendly Ghost. I'm not that white. Jesus. This has been the Educated Ignorance Podcast. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, if you ain't got your game, you best pass the sticks. Until next time, we will see you guys tomorrow night. Hopefully, we should be on here. We should be good. We guess the lines, all the good stuff. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Have a great Monday. We are out. Peace.